if there's someone out there watching this who really feels that music is their passion and they want to be in the music business, what would you say to them? What would you advise them to do?
To do as much research as possible about, you know, every aspect of the music industry and every means of self-sufficiency, you know, really figuring out. There are plenty of books out there right now in any store like Barnes & Noble or Borders that have, you know, that explain the fundamentals of the music business, you know, from really long, dry law books to how to do it yourself books. And, you know, there's so many choices in this business that you can make, but there are a lot of huge sacrifices that you make without even realizing unless you do your homework. And it's been one horror story after another of people signing to a major label or signing to some sort of major agency or company that, you know, they essentially sign their soul away to, and it rapes them of every, you know, creative flow as well as every dollar that they could have made on their own. It's certainly a lot longer process to do things yourself, but there hasn't been such a huge transition in the music industry ever since the past 10 years, particularly with the rise of the internet and people being able to download anything that they still haven't been able to really harness, you know. A lot more people are paying for their downloads now, but not everyone, and that has had a huge effect on CD sales, and so there have been some big decisions made. It's harder than ever to get a record deal now, even because of all this, and there's so much more at stake if you take the I want to be a rising star approach. But we're still a little brainwashed by shows like American Idol. I mean, now the music industry is desperate enough to be taking over television and doing all these shows to try and make up for the money that they're losing, and trying to get everyone excited to be a big star, so everyone will really get back into buying music, as much music as possible, and which is a good thing for musicians, but it's really hurting the singer-songwriters and the people that are writing great music, because labels want to sign people, entertainers, and people who will do exactly what they're told, and it's a really bad time right now for that. So I don't mean to scare people, but I think it's really important for people to be aware of that and do their homework. On the flip side of that, the internet has been such a powerful tool for independent artists that it's so much more doable these days to do things on your own, and technology has gotten a lot more affordable and a lot more portable, so you can really record your own music in your home, you know, cheaply, and release it cheaply, relatively cheaply, and you know, it's totally doable if you do your research and you're patient and consistent. So
Is that how you do your CDs?
Yep. Yeah.
So you do everything yourself?
Pretty much. The last two records I have my own Pro Tools situation in my...
What are Pro Tools?
Pro Tools is the leading digital recording software that's out there right now. Most major studios record in Pro Tools now, but they have limited edition softwares that are still very equipped, and different, you know, hardware that go along with them. And I have an M-Box, which is limited to 2 channels at a time, but I can do most of what I need to do through two channels at a time. So I can lay down a solid foundation of everything: vocals, guitar tracks, piano tracks, click tracks, even loops and keyboard synthesized stuff, electric guitar stuff, bass guitar stuff. The only thing I can't really do with 2 tracks is drum tracks. So a lot of times I'll do the drum tracks separately at a studio, and I'll mix and master the record at a studio, but still that's only 2 or 3 weeks in a studio, and significantly less than paying an hourly rate to do everything. and everything is really crisp and good quality on Pro Tools, and it's easy to transfer into a larger version of Pro Tools. So everything is so much easier in the digital realm now. So
it's very involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. If people wanted to contact you and they wanted to hear some of your music or to know more about you, how do they do that?
My website is probably the best way, gregorydouglass.com.
Is
Two
it
S's
two
on
S's?
Douglas,
Okay.
yeah. And everything's there. I mean,
And you can purchase music from your website?
yep.
Okay, great.
You can buy CDs, which are linked through cdbaby.com, or, they're all on iTunes and all sorts of different digital download places like that.
So you as an artist, you can upload to iTunes and then have the people buy and download them?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah.
Very neat.